What up, Insane Rhetoric? What up, Insane Rhetoric? What's up? What's up? You know what it is. The dynamic duo is back in town. You know it's time to go get it. What's happening, sister? What's going on? What's yanking?
You got it. Good morning,
Uh,
y'all.
I ain't got it yet, but I was looking where it's going. I might have to rob somebody to get it.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Times are hard. I feel the times are hard. Yes.
Don't do it,
Woo.
granddad. Don't do
What's
it.
the word? What's the word? What's been going on with you?
I don't know. I'm, I'm still trying to get over all these mass shootings. I'm gonna go. Seems like
I,
every time I turn around, it's a mass shooting.
every time I turn around, it's a mad shooting.
Uh,
Yeah,
e- every
it's
time I
crazy.
like every time I think, okay, well that's the last one.
Last, they just getting started.
Yeah.
Shoot, like,
Ugh.
listen, if the U.S. could go one day, 124-hour cycle without shooting anybody, I would be impressed.
Well, one thing, one okay, so one thing that I'm kind of tired of hearing. I mean, it's true, but I'm tired of hearing it.
And what is
And
that?
guns don't kill people, keep people kill people.
Well, like you said, that is true.
Yeah, I know. But the reason why I say I'm tired of hearing it is because I heard the saying so many times by just random people over this last year, few months of the year,
Hmm.
because we've had so many mass shootings. And it's like, okay, how's that helping to say that?
It's not. It's like the old commercial back in the day. I think it was like the 80s, where it said the man was in the kitchen and he said, "This is your brain," and then dropped some eggs in the skin. This is your brain on drugs. Never stop the flow of drugs. Never stop people from doing them. So,
Yeah, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs
yeah. I
in the
think that
hospital.
commercial. I think that commercial actually propel people to go out and do drugs. Like, oh no, because
I,
that was a forward commercial, back in them days. You know what I'm saying? Like when people was trying to hide stuff that they was doing. That was a real forward commercial.
I don't know. There's a part of me wish people would go back to high.
Too late. Everybody wanna give people their liberty in doing things, like, it's like everybody want their kids to be able to do what they want to say, what they want to say, and it's just mass hysteria. I was looking at something on one of the news feeds, and it was talking about, I think, Jaden Smith wanted to file for a minor, as a minor, he wanted to be separated from his parents. I was like, see, like,
Did he go through with that?
I don't know. I
Because he
don't know.
grown now.
Yeah, yeah, like, but I don't know if he did it or not. But it just popped up on the news feed, so I don't know if he did it or not.
Why did he want to be separated from his parents? Was it about his career or what was that about?
Yeah, I think it was about his career and what didn't want to be like really tied to the Smiths, so and just have his own staple. But like even if you did that, people still know who you are, who child, you are. You know what I'm saying? So it really wouldn't matter. Just like down in Houston, Kurt Franklin was dealing with his son and how he wanted to demand something, talking about his daddy wasn't doing nothing, and then he got into it with him and all that type of crap. So I mean,
Was that
like,
you? I thought Kirk Franklin was in Dallas.
is he in Dallas? I thought he was in Houston. I don't remember. I know he in Texas. I know he in Texas, so I don't remember. I thought he was in Houston though, but it might be Dallas. I'm for sure about that one.
Mm. Yolanda Adams don't get into it with her daughter, with her child.
I know she don't.
I wonder why.
Probably because already gave out plenty beatings.
Yolanda Adams?
Yeah, she probably gave some whoopings out to her kid.
You think so?
Yep. That's the only reason. That's the only reason kids turn out to be good these days. I'm serious.
Well, the mass shootings and violence does not work with kids. I'm just
There will be no mass shootings if kids got beatings. Not on
okay.
that type of scale.
Say that again. Because
There will
that just was
be
crazy.
there will be no mass shootings if kids got whoopings.
That's some kind of crazy.
No, it ain't. Let's be for real. Let's here's the first statistic of insane rhetoric today. How many black mass shootings are there compared to white mass shootings?
Didn't we answer this question before?
We gonna answer it
Well,
again?
we answered it last year when we hadn't had so many mass shootings in a year. And it's just
Yeah,
March. I mean, well, April.
yeah. So we know and I'm not saying all, but the majority of white people don't whoop their kids.
I'm just gonna let you say this stuff today for a minute. Let me,
No,
because I'm trying to wait till you make your point.
I mean, my
Because
point is already made. So
what
it's just a
point
simple
that
fact that when in back in the old days, black people whooped their kids and disciplined their kids, hands down. And them kids grew up to turn out solely all right. Even if you didn't
so you
have a
saying
whooping.
slavery was right?
I ain't saying nothing about no slavery. I ain't saying nothing
Hold
about
on, work with me here for a second.
I ain't saying slavery right.
Work with me
There
here
was
for a
white
second.
people whooping black folks.
Uh-huh.
I ain't,
And
I
so
ain't,
that
I
and
ain't say
so
that was
that and
right.
so that mentality was grained into the black diaspora
Uh-huh.
that in order to get a person to,
Do something, they had to be beaten.
yes,
Did it work?
no.
It did.
So Massa was right. He
I
need to
didn't say
whoop
he
out,
was
he need to whoop asses.
I didn't say he was right. I didn't say he was right because that's a different race of people doing something to a other race of people. That's no. I'm just simply saying discipline.
Why I got to be right?
I,
Why can't it
because that's
just be
what
a
it
person
was.
doing something horrible
That's
to
what
a
it
person?
was because it was white people doing it.
No. But
So
now,
all I'm saying to you is you have some form of discipline. It ain't gotta be whoopings all the time. I ain't say beat your kids all the time for them pointing to a candy bar in a candy store. I'm just simply saying you have to have some form of discipline to let them know you can't go out of certain parameters when I'm telling you something. And we know that outside of black people, a lot of white people don't do that all the time. And I'm not saying all. And that's what I'm being very clear about. I'm not saying all because some people have their form of discipline, but it's just that. You know what I'm saying? But if you let your kid do whatever, guess what they gonna do? Do whatever. That's all I'm saying. So have some form of discipline. And like right now, nobody has none. It's all over the spectrum. It's all over. You know what I'm saying? Whites, blacks, purple, Chinese folks, everybody. It's like it's all over. It don't, people are doing what they want to do, how they want to do it. And that's what you have with these mass shootings right now. You have people doing what they want to do when they want to do it. They don't have no parameters anymore of like this is what we not supposed to do. I can say personally, growing up back in the day, shoot, when it was the thing with drugs and gangs and stuff, there was a code where they didn't do nothing to women and they didn't do nothing to kids. They tried to keep them out the way. Now it's not like that. The chain is off. That's all I'm saying. That's historical. I'm just saying that.
How you gonna have two in Tennessee back to back
Two what in Tennessee?
mass shootings?
I don't know.
One was on March 27th, and the other one was on March 29th. The first one in Nashville with the lady that went into the school.
Is that the one with the transgender lady? Is that the one?
Where she killed 7 people.
Yeah.
Covenant Presbyterian School.
Yeah, that's it. And think she went to the school, right?
Evelyn Dykehouse. Hallie Scruggs. William Kinney. Cynthia Peak. Catherine Kuntz. Mike Hill. Audrey Elizabeth Hale. Three of those were children, 9 years old.
So what was her problem? I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a good backstory. Like, oh, she was a wonderful person and grew up and she had everything to live for and this, that. We don't know what happened type story.
So she attended the school in the past. She left a manifesto with a plan, with a plan and a drawing. She left a detailed map showing the entry points to the school. So they've not been able to actually authenticate that she was a trans.
Is she in custody?
She's dead.
Oh, they killed her. Or did she kill herself?
Star Arms AR-15 grunt rifle, a Kel-Tec sub 2000 9mm carbine.
Ooh, she was packing.
Smith and Wesson
Household
M&P
name. Household name.
9 shield pistol. That's what she went into the school ready to pack. Packing.
So I mean, but why did she do it? They still putting that together.
Yeah, she left a manifesto, but they're still putting it together.
Is it because she had some mental illness and didn't like herself?
Is that always the case?
I don't know.
That they have mental illness?
I don't know. I mean, it's running rampant in society today, and nobody wants to really address it. So I don't know. I mean, it depends on who you're listening to. If it's people that's on that side, then yeah, they're wonderful. But when niggas do stuff, then oh, they're animals. They was they was just they're just animals. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it depends on who you listening to.
March 26th in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Banging in Little Rock.
Mm-mm.
You remember that show Banging in Little Rock? Show about all the gang violence that was happening in Little Rock, Arkansas years ago when the gangs was like really just going crazy. At one particular time, St. Louis and Arkansas led the way in the country for murders because of the population. I mean, like they was number one for like maybe 5 to 6 years.
I'm just, again, I don't know. I'm just, I, I'm just dumbfounded by all of this.
Why? It's the norm.
But
It
why
has
is it?
become it has become the norm.
But why?
I don't know. I ain't running around shooting up people. I don't know. Is it because that the United States has so much liberty, free liberty? Because a whole lot of um, communist countries, you don't hear a lot of stuff about this. And not even communist countries, just laws that are more strict and active directly. I remember reading a story about a person over in India years ago, and dude had stole somebody's wallet or something, and they wind up finding out who it was, and then they cut off his hand. Swift justice. Needless to say, he didn't steal no more.
Yeah, but what is the punishment for school shootings?
I don't know. And that's what I'm saying. We know what the problem is, but what are some of the solutions that can be attached to those problems to lessen that, because right now you got everything, you have everything in certain schools. Like in inner city schools, there are metal detectors, you know what I'm saying? Because they think, hey, they're going to do such things. In other schools that are not inner city schools, that are private schools and different things of that nature, they don't have those things because they think that the people come from prestigious places and they believe that they are well rounded, that they won't do any of these things, but they are finding out that these are some of the main schools that's doing some of these heinous crimes. I remember us reporting about a young man who was a basketball player at a prestigious private school, and he was just doing his thing, and they somebody killed him and rolled him up in a rug, black guy at one of the prestigious schools, probably because some of the people around him was mad because he was the basketball star of that particular school. So, I mean, I don't even know if they ever figured that case out, but just because you go to a private school and or whatever, Catholic school stuff still happens. So if you're gonna do it for one, you should do it for all.
So since 1970, You can go look this up, people. There is a K through 12 school shooting database. So in the 70s, 80s, all the way up until well, it kind of peaked a little bit in 1993, and then it kind of still stayed the same, kind of went down a little bit, and then 2006, then it went down 2010, 2011, it kind of scooped, and then it came back on the rise starting in 2014. Y'all don't like it when I say this, but 2014 was when people were gearing up for the next presidential election. 2016, when it spikes, is when somebody put their name in the ring to run for president. Y'all don't like it when I talk about Mr. Orange Hair, okay? But the numbers show that the killing spiked. In the earlier years, between 1970 and 1993, the numbers were under 40. So anywhere from 20, 18, 16, 14, 11, like there, 20, 17, 25. The numbers each year for school shootings was relatively low. In 1993, it spiked up to 47. Then it kind of scooped down a little bit and was ranging around that 22, 25, 28 range. But in 2006, it was 59.
More than half.
59 shooting. Again, the numbers went down and spiked a little bit. It went down. And then it spiked just slightly, starting around 2014. So in 2013, there were 34. That was keeping in line with the rest of the years. But in 2014, it went up to 46, scooped down to 40. 2015, it was 2016, it was 50, then 53. 2018, okay, okay, Mr. Orange Hair still doing his mess in 2018, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 119 in 2018 and 2019, 114 in 2020. So we talked about a lot of this on this show because those are COVID years.
Mm-hmm.
2018, we hadn't quite heard about the strain of COVID that affected us all at the end of 2019, but it was 119 in 2018 and 2019. 20 in 2020 was 114. 2022, when they let us out 2021, when they let us out the house fully, like when we were fully allowed to leave the house. Everybody leaving the house. 250. 2022, 303. And already in 2023, we have 91. This is just school shootings.
Right.
We're not talking about the mass shooting like the one we talked about last year that happened at the block party.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so what's the solution?
I don't
We
know.
we know we know the problem. So what's the solution?
Listen, I text my children. I send a group text to the family group chat. Not the big, just me and my children.
Mm-hmm.
I told my children that whenever they have kids, this is what I said. I said, when you have your children, and I put it in capital letters, you will not take your children to the gun range slash daycare, elementary school, high school. You will not take my grandchildren to the gun range. I told my children in this text, you will bring your children to me. You will bring your 6-week-old baby to me to the daycare so you can continue to go to work. When they get school age, I will homeschool your children.
I mean, look, seriously, you're right. Hashtag schools are not safe. It's crazy.
When we were in the man cave, not the man cave last week, the man
Don't do
cave that
that.
wasn't the man cave.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Like, subscribe, follow. Y'all go back and watch that episode.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
It was Fatherhood Part 2, but it was okay. It was a kind of a man cave because at some point I just left and let them talk. But anyway. When we was in the man cave,
It
not
was
man cave.
wonderful. Like, subscribe, follow. Go check out the episode. It was wonderful. The guest that we had on was very insightful. Very.
Listen, we got to have him back.
Yeah, we do. He was good.
Maybe we just need to have him back by himself again.
No, maybe we need to have him back at 11 o'clock so we can get all these times right.
I'm going to say it one more again.
Don't tell on yourself. You ain't got to explain. It's all
I can
good.
read. I can't count.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I forgot where I was going with that. He
It don't
says,
even, it don't
he
even
said
matter.
something. He said something in the man cave that was inspirational, but I forgot what it was.
It's all
Anyway,
good.
so yeah, y'all go check out that episode. It was good. But
Yeah.
anyway, I told my children that they could pay since they would have to pay the daycare, they could pay me instead. And that their children there would be a nice modicum of safety.
What does modicum mean?
Middle range,
Oh,
medium.
mediocre. Okay.
No, medium. Like,
Yeah.
that's the way I would explain it to my children at school.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
But we like average, like it would be a false sense of safety. Yes.
But it'd be safety.
But it would be a lot safer than sending them to the daycare.
My cousin wrote a song about that. Like, I'm in this safety. It's a good song.
I'm in the safety.
I'm in his safety.
In his safety.
Oscar Williams. He's in Dallas. Very good writer and composer.
I'm scared. And I'm afraid of how we have been desensitized as well.
I think everybody should pick up. Not everybody.
I'm gonna need you to
not
fix that.
not everybody. I think the people who have some common sense about way of life should just pick up and just leave the United States because it's better places you can be. But if you ain't never went nowhere, you wouldn't know that. Like Ireland,
Why we gonna go there?
why not? Losing a lot over here. They murder rate is extremely low. I would say Alaska, but it's too cold for black people there. I don't know about the rest of the other ethnicities how they like the cold, but I wouldn't move to Alaska. Although they have a high suicide rate. Switzerland, a whole bunch of places. I mean, you if you look at the country who has murder rates, I think the United States is leading everybody.
So like here in Texas, it's in a city that's an outlying city of Houston called Galena Park.
Hmm.
February 18th, a man sexually assaulted. A man sexually assaulted a 12-year-old girl before he fatally shot 3 teenage girls, one of whom was pregnant. And this was during a domestic dispute. It wasn't a school shooting.
Who was this?
And there was an infant and a juvenile who were also hospitalized. Then the man committed suicide in his bedroom.
White man. Why are you laughing? I'm asking a question. This is things I need to
Because
know.
it's like, because Galena Park is in Harris County.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So was he a white man? I'm just checking for my sources. You know, I got somebody who would like to know who's asking about it. I'm just interested, just to get on the facts.
Okay, y'all.
I'm just
So
I'm just asking. The listeners want to know.
no, they don't. You want to know.
No, the listeners want to know too. They want to know who they need to be in the lookout for.
What they got to do with?
I mean, you ain't gotta look out for him no more. He already hung himself, committed suicide or whatever. You ain't gotta look for him no more. But you know, just to be up on things. This is society. This is the society of being up on information. So we just want to know. You ain't really got to tell me because I already know. But I mean, it's not one of the crimes that we as dark skinned people do regularly.
I'm
I'm
being quiet because I just feel like we can't blame it on a race of people anymore.
yeah, we can.
Everybody cuckoo.
Yeah, they are, but we can blame certain crimes on them. I'm still waiting. I just want to know so I can go back and tell the rest of the people.
The article says there was a 38-year-old man was found dead in the primary bedroom of an apartment, self with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Hmm. That tells you right there.
the man was in a relationship with the homeowner, who is the
Mm-hmm.
mother of one of the
The chip.
people and the surviving 12-year-old girl. The
Mm-hmm.
mother wasn't at home at the time of the shooting, and
That's normal.
the father was not the. I mean, the man was not the father of any of the girls there.
That's usually normal because the mama's already at home at out working. When guys at the house playing video games, doing them with their life, living off somebody else being carried. That's normal. What was he, a Caucasian?
So they got into an argument, and then he started shooting. Then he sexually assaulted the 12-year-old girl, and after he finished, he told her to run for her life.
So was this a Caucasian man? What was it? I mean, I'm really interested in knowing.
And she ran out of the house naked.
Well, that would coincide with the story. If you're sexually assaulted and then somebody tells you to run for your life, I don't know too many people who are sexually assaulted with clothes on.
But she could have had a dress on.
Could have, maybe not likely, but when you fear your life, you don't care what you got on. So back to my original question. This is like a court case. You I'm the prosecutor, you the defendant, and you ain't answering my question.
Because I really think that we need to come away from asking that question.
Why? It's imperative. Just like the Las Vegas shooting. We knew he was white.
Well, it was on video. We saw him.
We knew he was white when he was doing it. What you mean? Before any story came out and we heard them clips, we already knew what their situation was. I'm just saying. See what I'm saying? I'm gonna make him see what I'm saying. See what I'm saying?
I
All
like
right, like since you don't want to tell me what I need to know, this is where I go talk to the judge and say, Judge, she's evading the question. I need this to answer, and the judge would tell you, please answer the question. Please proceed with the question. This is this part. So, man, no name, didn't identify him by name. Sexually assaults a 12-year-old, kills himself, and just after an argument, just randomly starts shooting. Right, Caucasian. And then kills himself afterwards.
how come he couldn't be Latino
Is he Latino?
or Filipino?
Is he Filipino?
I just think that we need to stop.
Evading, fading. Please proceed. Yes, Your Honor.
And then around the same time, in the same area in Galena Park, there was a black boy who shot students.
Now you heard what you just said. Now, you see how
So
you see.
no, the reason why I said it that way is because you always want to blame the white people. You can't blame.
You try.
Stop blaming us for everything.
Listen, how
Stop
easy that
blaming us for
was. Like,
everything.
you see how easy that was. You just in Galena Park, there was a black shoot. So
But you said
Thank you
you
for
didn't have
answering
any
my
problem. You
question.
didn't have any
Thank you.
problem saying about the white dude.
But I don't care if it's black or white. That's my point.
It's
I'm just
all
simply
wrong. And how
I'm
do
just
we
simply
stop
saying
it?
I'm just simply saying, see how you just went over there and said, oh, in Galena Park, it was a black person that did this in
I
the school
said that
shooting. So that
because I
just
want to
further
make
tells
the
me that this
I
person was
said that
right.
because I want to express that we can't just say white people did it.
I didn't say that though. I'm saying
I
what
need
I'm
you to stop
saying.
blaming us for everything.
I'm saying
I
what
need
I'm
you to stop
saying.
blaming us white people for
Listen,
everything. It's not
listen,
our fault.
listen. 90% of it is.
No, it's not our fault.
90% of it is.
Just because we're white, we shouldn't be blamed for everything.
Well, that's what the Indians said too. You see what happened to them.
What?
It's
Now you
like,
just saying anything
no,
now.
I'm not just saying
Like,
anything because if you go back in history and you understand when the Queen released them exiled white folks over here to the United States, what did they do? They went and took over the Indians' land that was here first. That's their nature. Sorry. And I ain't saying all white people because some white people have become very good friends of mine.
oh, so see,
They
okay.
they
So
are
you
very cool. So I'm not saying all white people. I would never say that.
so we don't like it when white people say that same thing in reverse. We don't like it when white people say that they have black friends.
I don't
When
care.
they making a comment, when they making a
I don't
comment,
that don't
and
bother
then they
me.
say, but I have
That
several
don't bother
black people
me.
are friends of mine.
That you say that don't bother me. You can be a white person and say you had two friends and you count them two black friends. I don't care. I don't care about that. What I do
But what
care
is the
about
solution though? Like
that's what I was asking you.
I'm devastated. I'm devastated.
I
Like
can't I'm
how we get into March in March alone? Like
how
you
you get
have
to not
a
answer my
mass
question?
one or two
How
mass
you get to
shootings
answer not
in two
answering
or
my
three
question?
in one day.
How you get not to answer my question, but then you just throw a sidebar saying this black person did this, but you won't answer my question about who this person was. I don't care if they was black, white, purple, or green. I'm just asking just for a friend. I can't get my question answered. This
What
supposed to
they
be the
got?
adult. This supposed
What?
to be the adult Sesame Street. We supposed to be telling people what they need
But
to know and
but
what
that
they need
has
to do.
nothing to do with if
Does
whether or not the person was white or
does
black.
it?
It doesn't have
I'm just
anything to do
simply
with it.
saying, why can't I get my question answered?
Why does
What's
it
the
have to
person?
be answered in that way?
and,
Is my
it's
question.
it's fine. It's fine because I already know the answer.
Why does it have to be answered in that way?
Let's
Y'all just everybody wants to blame us, all of us
here
white
you go.
people, for
Here you go. I'm finished with the witness, Your Honor. Let's move on.
everybody wants to blame all of us white people for everything that's wrong with the world.
No, we don't. We don't. We don't want to do that. I'm not saying that at all. I think everybody has their fair share of what needs to happen and what to take responsibility for what they do, no matter who you are. Wrong is wrong, right is right.
Okay, so how we gonna have a mass shooting, two or three mass shootings every day? We're gonna have two or three mass shootings every single day in 2023. Every day, we're just gonna have a mass shooting, and we're not in a place where we're concerned about that. We're not in a place where we think we need to do something better about background checks,
That don't matter.
or
That don't matter.
or I don't know what the solution is, but
Background
can't
checks
we?
don't matter. That don't matter. Psychological evaluations don't matter. If you got the money to do something in the United States to go and purchase whatever you need to purchase to commit your heinous acts, they don't care what your background is because felons can pick up weapons. And the thing about it is you ain't got to go to no store to do it. You can build one online, have parts sent to you online and build it yourself. Call Ghost Guns, and it don't matter. You cannot you cannot sit and say, hey, we have a staple that we can go by to check these people out and really do these things and shut this type of system down. Murders make money. Violence make money for somebody. That's the country that we live in. Because I'm definitely not finna say that's the world we live in, because it doesn't happen everywhere.
But why here? Why do we think it's here?
Why do we think it's here? We don't think it's here. We know it's here.
Why? Why my grandkids gotta ask, why they gotta say, Mommy, do I have to go to school today because I'm afraid somebody might come in my school and shoot me?
You need to talk to your politicians about that. They the one make the laws after people don't show up to vote and do what they need to do to change things for themselves, because they don't read enough and research enough to find out who to vote for. So this is the things that Dr. King was actually trying to transform for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You got to go out and research what these people believe and what they think. So therefore, if you ain't doing that, then you got to take what's given to you. Kind of like a dictatorship. So who fault is it? Because technically, I don't think it's the government fault. I think it's the fault of the people.
Well, now I'm back to your first statement, because your first statement would say that it's the fault of the parents who don't whip their children.
I still stand to that, because therefore, what you allow to grow up in your home is also going to be a part of society someday, you hope. And whether they have good home training or not is going to play a specific part in the rest of their life. So I still stand that by that.
Did you whip your kid? Oh yeah, you told us in the
Oh
man
yeah.
cave you whipped your kid.
Oh
You whipped your
yeah.
kid in a restaurant, embarrassed and humiliated your kid
No, I didn't.
in a restaurant.
You
These
ain't never got
so-called, I'm
you ain't you
telling you,
ain't
these
you ain't
so-called
you
white
ain't never
people
got
that
your
you talking
you
about.
ain't never got your kid together in a public place.
Oh, I didn't say that. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
oh, okay.
I'm just saying
Oh,
that.
okay. What's the difference? I got my kid together in a public place. I wasn't finna wait till I got home to do it.
So
And then when they
okay,
got back to where they came to, they was nice little angels. Yeah,
okay. So no, I didn't. Okay, so to answer your question, no, I never spanked my child
I didn't say that.
in public.
I didn't say that. I said, did you ever
I
get
took
your
him to the
child?
bathroom and waited till the
I
bathroom was
I
empty.
I said, did you ever get your child together in public? Public means anywhere that is not your home.
Yes.
That's all I said.
Well, I had a number system.
Okay, that was your discipline. I got you. I understand that too.
I had a number system. I still do the mama look.
I, listen, daddies are just the obvious. We can look. We the same. We can look and we can say something once. Most of us. I'm just
So,
saying, did you
so that
do?
was a countdown system that my kids had along with the mama look. But it depend on if I was talking to, like, if I was in a conversation with somebody, then I might not do the mama look,
Mm-hmm.
but I still had a countdown system.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
But when we were in the house, see, but it was kind of like a Pavlov dog thing, because when we were in the house, they got the number system, the number countdown system, and they got the mama look, but they got trained in the house before we left. When we go other places, the training it happened that you might not know what's gonna happen when I got to three. So
Mm-hmm.
the count might be 1, 2, and then something dreadful happens at three, or 1, 2, 3, and then something dreadful happens. But you never knew what that dreadfulness would be.
Also, you kept your kids in fear.
Yeah.
Discipline. That's all I'm saying. I'm
So,
saying it's discipline. I don't care. You ain't got it. It ain't. There's no handbook that says beating your kids is the only discipline you need to use. No, I would never say
but
that.
it does come in handy.
Yeah, it does.
Uh,
Some kids you can talk to. Some kids you can talk to and put your hands on. Some
yeah,
kids you can just put your hands on. It just
yeah.
depends on the kid.
But see, it wouldn't necessarily be that I was gonna beat them though. I might do. We talked about this in season one. It might be that I was going to do something embarrassing
Mm-hmm.
because my whole point was if you're doing it in public and you're embarrassing me, then I need to do mine in public too.
Right.
We need to have equal
Yeah,
embarrassment.
I agree. I agree. I agree with that. Like if that works, then it works.
It did because like they would stop to look at me because I was a big old woman laying on the floor screaming and crying.
See, I was a different type of kid, so I would be looking like, "What's wrong with her?"
They
and
did.
be laughing. I was
They
like,
did. They did. They stopped crying and carrying on
to
to
start
watch me
laughing,
have
a fit.
a tantrum in the store. And then it was so unbelievable. You saw the smiles coming on their face.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Once the smile got on their face, then I got up, walked quietly over to them, and we had the conversation.
mhm,
How did that make you feel in your stomach? Like,
right.
you got to make it where a kid can understand what you're talking about. How did that make you feel in your stomach?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, that I didn't like it. I didn't like when you did that. Oh, you didn't?
Well,
Well, when
that's the
you do
same
that,
thing
that's
you
how I
doing.
feel.
That's the same thing you doing. I mean, I think that works. You know what I'm saying? You have different things that you can play off of and get the kid to know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah,
saying,
so I didn't always beat my kids in order to get them to
hey,
be
yeah, me either.
in society the
I
way they need to be. And when I thought my children had some mental issues going on, but I was very connected and engaged in my kids' lives. So if I felt like something was going on where there was some mental health going on, then I hurried up and took them to a counselor.
hmm
Like I didn't give my children a lot of privacy.
and that's what I'm saying, man. Like in other cultures, a lot of people do that, and they don't know what their kids are off into. You know what I'm saying? I remember a story about a guy years ago that he was just working so much and dealing with so much and trying to do what he needed to do. He didn't know that his kid was down there making bombs in his house. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like just like you don't go and check to see what your kids is off into and like
So
that right there, nah man, you gotta be aware of what your kids is doing and where they at.
I mean, I was aware of their internet history, their chat rooms. I had all of their passwords. They weren't allowed to change their passwords. If they changed their passwords, I shut down whatever this was that they were using. Like I I had control over my children, and then there was a lot of talking going on about their lives and what happened at school today, the bully on
Yeah.
the playground. Like there was a lot of talking, but people don't we talking about school shootings, school mass shootings, but there are even more because of just the regular, just
Run of the mill
I'm
stuff.
out I'm out at the block party mass shooting.
Mm-hmm.
People don't actually talk and listen to each other today. Like there's a thing about us talking to each other. Okay, case in point. We were out on the playground, me and these kids. They had a person come over to teach them how to golf. And we were out on the playground, and this group of young boys, high school age, maybe just out of college, but they were like in that age group right there. And they play on the playground every year. I mean, every day after school, this group of boys, they come and shoot hoops, like it's street ball time.
Mm-hmm.
After school, they come.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so, but they were playing. So here's the basketball hoop. And then you got this much space. It was actually about this much space between that edge of the playground and the grass area that the children were learning. And these are like kindergarten children that they were learning to play golf. So the ball, they came up and they started, throwing the ball, taking their shirt off, getting ready. And the ball flew over and almost hit one of the kids. Now, these are kindergarten kids with golf clubs. I'm already out there trying to like keep them from turning the wrong way, hitting each other, running up to their friend and getting ready to get hit with a golf club. Now I got to worry about a basketball hitting one of them in the head.
Mm-hmm.
So I go over to these young men and I say, first of all, one of them had a problem with me having my mask on outside. Well, I had my mask on because I'm with a group of kindergartners.
Right.
Okay, sorry, not sorry. Okay, so he made a comment, man, she out here. Then he lowered his voice. I said, she what? No, I didn't say anything. Okay. When the ball went flying toward the kids, I walked over. I say, hey, young men, could y'all please just for now, maybe for about 30 minutes. And I said it just like this. I said, just for now, about 30 minutes, could y'all just go to that one right there, that basketball goal right there. I was like, I'm trying to keep everybody safe. The children are kindergarten. They got golf clubs. They swinging them. Golf clubs going everywhere. So I don't want y'all to get hit, but I also don't want the children to get hit by the ball because you all keep tossing the ball and it's going beyond the goal, like
Mm-hmm.
it's coming over here into the grass, and I can't keep up with all of it. Can y'all just move over to that goal post right there?
Mm-hmm.
If it was 20 feet, if it was 20 feet, 30 feet, okay? Do you know they stood there looking at me, ready to fight? So I get on my little walkie-talkie and I call my boss and I say, hey, can we come in? I got a little situation here on the playground because we got some disrespect going on out here and I need help.
Mm-hmm.
So she been teaching there a long time, which some of these kids she taught.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she comes out and she says the same exact words. I'm telling you, hey y'all, school takes precedence when it's a school function. It takes precedence. Could y'all please move to that one right there just for a few more minutes? I tell you what, come on, let's go in right now because we need to get them ready to go home. But hey y'all, on Tuesday and Thursday, could y'all go to that? Like she says the same exact words. And I'm sitting there going, those are the same exact words I said. I was like, I don't know when I said it, I got disrespect. And one of them turned around and said, and how are we being disrespectful to you? Like he got, I said, it was disrespectful to the children and you wouldn't comply. You were looking at me like they were actually treating me as if some of them were acting like they couldn't understand what I'm saying. Some of them were just ignoring me.
Well, like I said, that's That's home training. Whatever you see growing up, that's what you gonna emulate. So I mean, if
And
don't
then
nobody tell you different,
and
when
then
you get out into society, that's what you're gonna do.
well, she said, well, they know me because I taught some of them. So I said, what does that have to do with it? She didn't answer me because she felt like that was a good enough answer. That was that they knew her, and so they would comply. But they didn't know me. But I wasn't disrespectful to them.
Is that
They
like
were ready to fight
anytime?
because
I,
anytime what?
I'm just saying that anytime you got people that's like that, you know what I'm saying, because they don't know no better. And like you said, they was up there looking like they didn't understand. They didn't because they weren't taught it.
Let's get out of here. I'm, I'm not sending my kids to school. My grandchildren not gonna say, "Mommy, do I have to go to school today?"
So the up and coming business venture will be Mission Chasse Preparatory Academy for kindergarten kindergartners, high schoolers, and whatever else in between. So hey, I'm looking forward to your school. I'm gonna send some
I'm just
kids down.
saying.
I'm gonna send some
Just
kids
saying.
down there. Listen, I'm gonna send some kids down there. Hope you can handle them.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Listen, you got the right to hit my kids. I'm telling you right now. If I have any kids on the way, I'm gonna send them down there. You can get them in line. I don't believe no kid should come to my house if I can't correct them.
Anyway,
Well, this is what it is. All right, so you know what it is. This is Insane Rhetoric. Man, you can check us out on every platform, Spotify, iHeartRadio, uh, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcast from, you can just hit us up. We on Facebook, we on Twitter, we on the gram. So listen, just look, like, subscribe, and follow. And just remember to enjoy the ride that is Insane Rhetoric. It has been real. Man, stop pulling them triggers. It ain't that serious.
yeah, it would be
We out.
nice if y'all. It would be nice, y'all. Bye, y'all.
Later. We out.